everybody, welcome back to Mini Vegas MC. It's been a pretty long time since I've done one of these videos. I've been busy with like work lately and art and stuff, so I've never had the time to do another one of these videos. And as you can tell, there has been a lot of progress, or not a lot, just a little bit of progress made. And for this episode, we will be focusing on the MGM Grand Complex, or what I have of it so far. So starting off, we got the attempt at doing the Leo the Lion statue that they have out front on this corner of the street here. Yeah, this was my attempt at trying to do it. You can see the eye right here. Yeah, and then these little bamboo signs are supposed to represent the claws, I guess. And then we got the advertisements for the Hakkasan nightclub. That's the nightclub that they have here, and these are supposed to be the LED screens because there's no black trapdoors. Rip. This is the closest I could find. And they technically don't have water over here. I mean, they used to, but not anymore because, you know, MGM's doing like the whole water drought, make me conservation water thingamajig. But I liked it better when I had water, so I'm keeping it over here. Yeah. More LED screens. Actually, these aren't LED screens, I think. These are just advertisements that they have alongside the Las Vegas Boulevard that advertise different shows and stuff. Sorry if... man, that was a weird way to say advertise. Advertise. I say things too fast sometimes. Alright, so here you can see the pedestrian bridge that goes from the MGM Grand to New York, New York. For some reason, they made it so that the MGM Grand's entrances are on the sides. There's another one here that goes from Tropicana, which no longer exists, to the MGM Grand right here. And I don't think you can access this right now. Like, they blocked this off because, like I said, again, Tropicana no longer exists. The A's ballpark is going over there right now, and it's just one big construction site. And so I guess to prevent people from going over there, they just blocked off this whole area, showing off the little sides. There's like a little road area that goes over here. I think these are supposed to be showrooms over here. I think this is for David Copperfield, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, we got some valet stuff going on over here. We got the Pote Cochere. Did I pronounce that right? I don't know. I suck at pronouncing things. See literally every casino history video that I did back in 2020 to 2021. Lol. But yeah, here is the valet area. It's very cool looking on the inside. Of course, I didn't do the inside area because I don't think there'd be a lot of people that would actually see that down here. Maybe I should add it. I don't know. That'd be like a cool little Easter egg, I guess. Lots of shrubbery going on over here, and then ooh, what's that? Is that the little beginning of the Las Vegas monorail that goes from the MGM Grand all the way to Westgate, all the way up the strip? Yes sirree, yes it is. It's the beginning of the Las Vegas monorail. This is like the first station right here. This is where you get like dropped off, or you want to go all the way to a different hotel and casino or something. And yeah, and then we've got the MGM Grand's parking lot over here. Very cool looking, very massive. And then there's a sign that advertises both the MGM Grand and Topgolf, which will show, actually will not show because I only have like a little snippet of it done right here. Rip. So yeah, more roads that go over to the MGM Grand's parking garage, and then you've got the actual beginning of the Las Vegas monorail. I think this is just a maintenance station over here. I don't know, I could be wrong. And then I actually forgot the name of this road. I think this is Koval? I might be wrong, I don't know. But some more entrances to the parking garage. And then here we've got the MGM Grand's Conference Center. This is their like conference center or convention center or meeting spaces or stuff. And then this was expanded at one point. I think this was the expanded area. And then you've got the original conference center area over here, which I believe opened back in the late 90s. This all used to be the MGM Grand Adventures theme park, but then they downsized it by adding this whole pool area and the conference center and stuff. So you've got all that. And then speaking of which, the pool area. It's really massive. as you can see. There's a lazy river right here. You can see some bridges that go over it and stuff. It's pretty cool, pretty cool. And then we've got some pools and hot tubs and stuff. Yeah. And then I believe these are supposed to be like changing rooms or locker rooms or something. I don't know. It's been a while since I was at the MGM Grand. If you guys ever watched the Cairo Explorers video I did of the Bellagio, I did a little part where I stayed at the MGM Grand and I did a tour of the hotel room. It was pretty cool. I went to the pool for like only 30 minutes because it was June and it was extremely hot outside. It was actually unbearable. So yeah. And then this wool stuff represents cabanas and everything and stuff. Pretty cool. And then you've got Wet Republic. I don't think it's actually called Wet Republic anymore. I think they changed it recently. Wet Republic, I don't know what they call it now. It's slightly elevated, so if you might notice, I'm using stone slabs for the flooring. And then you've got the pools and hot tubs and stuff. It's a little deep. I know it looks kind of weird, but you gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. Maybe I should have like just added more slabs to this. And this is supposed to represent like the pools getting deeper and deeper. Some lawns, some more cabanas right here, and then over here you've got some LED screens and stuff, so you can like watch sports or music videos or something, I guess. And yeah, this is the whole Wet Republic area. And then here's what I've got for Top Golf so far. This is like a electronic golfing simulator type thing. There's a really massive field over here where you can golf at and stuff. It's really cool, and I think there's like multiple Top Golf arena stadium experience thingies over here in like other places in the United States. So it's pretty cool. This slanted area was almost impossible to do. I've had a really tough time trying to piece this together, and there's like windows and stuff over here, so that makes it a lot worse. These are supposed to be signs right here and stuff, and yeah, this was my attempt at doing it so far. Kind of ugly looking, if I'm gonna be completely honest, but we'll see how it looks when it's finished. And then going back to the MGM Grand, down here we've got the monorail continuing over the pool area, and then you've got the entrance to the pool area, which is actually a part of one big shopping center called the District, and it's supposed to look like the backstage of like a movie set. From what I remember, it's been a long time since I've done any like actual research on the MGM Grand. I've been focusing on other cities recently. I've kind of gotten into architecture in general, like other cities around the world and stuff. It's pretty neat. You've got air ventilation systems over here, some stuff going on, detailing on the roof. And then you've got the MGM Grand Garden Arena. This is the MGM Grand's like super cool arena place where they showcase like fights, boxing matches. That's what they're most famous for. And you've got like concerts and singing stuff. Lots of stuff happens over here. It's very cool and everything. Then you've got the casino area over here. Then you've got this mess. This is, well, actually, before I get on to this, I'll just talk about this. This is the showroom for Ka by Cirque, I believe. It's like the highest point of the casino building before getting into the actual hotel towers. And then we'll actually get onto the hotel tower itself. So, one thing I forgot to mention, the big ass marquee over here. LED screens, more LED screens. This is the MGM Grand lettering over here. And then this is supposed to be like the lion logo that they have, the Leo the Lion logo. And then like shrubbery over here. And yeah. So, this lion statue and all the stuff that surrounds this, all this roofing and stuff, is part of the 1996 to 97 renovation they did. I believe that's how long it took to renovate. So right over here, if you can see, this is like the atrium area. And before this, there was like a really massive Leo the Lion head that was the main entrance to the MGM Grand. Like I said, nowadays it's over here. The entrances are over here, which is kind of weird. But back in the day, you entered through this big corner, and then eventually in the mid to late 90s, they replaced it with all this. So that's a little history lesson for you. And we're actually going to be doing another little history lesson. This part of the hotel tower, I believe they call it the West Wing, used to be part of another hotel called the Marina. And if you actually look at really old screenshots of the Marina before it became the MGM Grand, it has like the exact same structuring. Like even this part, there used to be the Marina logo over here, and then they changed it, and it kind of still looks like it, just with a whole different color palette and design, I guess. It's pretty cool. I even made it so that you can tell where it gets separated. It's very neato looking. And then you've got the Skylofts. I think that's what they're called. The Skylofts are like the most expensive hotel rooms you can stay at the MGM Grand. What is happening over here? Sorry about that. That was weird. I'm just gonna... Oops. Whoopsie. I did not see that little building mistake that I did there. Whoops. And then over here you've got the signage for the MGM Grand, and again the lion logos just like the one on the sign, on the top of the sign. And then on the roof you got lots of roof detailing stuff, fences that are going on and everything. Just like the Leo the Lion statue, all this signage was part of the 96 to 97 renovation. Pretty cool. So technically the MGM Grand used to be slightly shorter when it first opened in 1993. Very interesting. And yeah, okay, now we're going to be getting onto this mess. So this is the mansion at MGM Grand. This replaced the original pool area in I believe the late 90s to early 2000s. This also has its own lectern. Whoa. Okay, I forgot it actually did that. Like it slightly jump scares you when you try to read it. And yeah, you can actually go into the mansion from the MGM Grand. There's like a little casino area for the mansion, and then it goes into this area. I think this is supposed to be an atrium. Really cool looking atrium area. And then you can go into your villa and stuff, which that's basically what this is. These are like villas, really expensive hotel rooms and stuff. And there's little fountains over here. There's like a little garden area that you can go into. And it's very cool looking, actually. I like how it looks in real life. It's very cool that it actually looks completely different, like separate from the MGM Grand. Like it's its own property, but no, it's just part of it, actually. Very cool. I actually like it a lot. And just like the MGM Grand, it also has its own valet area. That's why there's this gate here, because it's actually gated. Really cool. And then there's a water fountain over here, and then the entrance. And these buttons are supposed to represent the windows and stuff, so it's pretty cool. That's how I did my windows for other places and stuff. Monte Carlo. I mean, not Monte Carlo. Oh my god, I am behind on the times. Park MGM is probably going to have something like this. Excalibur and New York also has that design style and stuff. I think that's it for the MGM Grand so far. Very interested to see how the signature towers and the rest of Topgolf are gonna be. Looking forward to building that. And then the last thing I want to showcase is actually not part of the MGM Grand at all. This is phase 1 and phase 2 and a tiny bit of phase 3 of the Showcase Mall. It's like a big shopping complex that has a lot of like really interesting looking stores, and that I'll show you in a bit. Or actually, I'll show you it right now. Lol. Okay, so starting off, I think this is either Lids or American Eagle. I forgot what this was now. They changed it recently, so yeah, it's either Lids or American Eagle. And then you've got the really cool looking T-Mobile store where you can sign up for T-Mobile and stuff. You got Raising Cane's over here, really recent addition. And then you've got the just recently closed Adidas store, because now they're part of the Boulevard Shopping Mall, which is like right next to the Showcase Mall. Yeah, this closed recently. And there was also an Aries clothing store right here. And this is all part of phase 2. Phase 1 is this whole area. with the food court area, which used to be the All-Star Cafe, and in the early 2000s they replaced it with the food court area. So these signs are supposed to represent like the fast food joints that they have. They have like Rockin' Potato, they have Dirt Dog, that's really good, and then there's supposed to be an LED screen right here, and the Westgate Resorts, which is like a timeshare company, and they had the Stranger Things store recently over here, down here, and yeah, it's honestly really cool. Marshalls, I didn't have enough space to actually build the little area that goes underground to the Marshalls store, but I did have enough space to build the facade for the Skechers store, Skechers shoes and stuff. And then we get on to probably the coolest stores in the entirety of the Showcase Mall, M&M's World, and the Coca-Cola store, where you can buy M&M's and Coca-Cola products. It's honestly really cool looking. They're both really cool looking. And you actually would enter here. You can actually enter here, and then there's like a little, I guess indoor area where you can go to M&M's World or the Coca-Cola store, or also Outback Steakhouse, which is on the 4th floor of what used to be part of the Coca-Cola store. There's only, actually no, it's 3 floors. It's only 3 floors. I forgot about that. Technically, the Coca-Cola store used to be 3 floors, but when Outback took over, they downsized, and now it's only 2 floors. Showcase Mall's lectern is over here, but since it's not finished yet, there's no book to describe all the stuff it has. And then Phase 3 over here, it's obviously not done yet at all. So what we have so far is that we have a little advertisement over here, a wall, and then I think there's an advertisement for Flyover. They're like Soarin' type experience that they have over in this area. And then we have the facade for the Hard Rock Cafe, and that's pretty much it. Oh, and you also have little road that goes all the way up here. It actually goes under the bridge that goes to the MGM Grand Garden Arena and the district. Very interesting looking. It's like this whole road system inside of the MGM Grand complex. It's really interesting. So anyways, I think that should be it for this update video. Subscribe to Cairo Burro. This is the Donker signing off.